Good evening, you're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Police try to trace the family of a boy found wandering alone in Kwong Wah Hospital. Unionists press for laws to ensure employers give their workers breaks when the weather is hot. And Hong Kong ice hockey players who clashed with their Thai opponents in Bangkok face punishment. Police are searching for the family of a 12-year-old boy found abandoned in Kwong Wah Hospital. The boy, who is believed to be from the mainland, was spotted wandering alone in the hospital's emergency department. 12-year-old Chen Hilton is now under the temporary care of a Children's Welfare Association. The Hong Kong identity card holder, who is 1.45 meters tall, appeared to have no injuries. Sources said he's one of the so-called Shuangfei children who are born in Hong Kong to non-local parents, mostly mainlanders. Chen is said to have been born in 2011 in Hong Kong, gaining local residency before returning to the mainland to live. He has no relatives or friends here. The boy and his mother are said to have arrived in Hong Kong last Tuesday and checked into the Hakka's guest hotel in Yau Ma Tei. The hotel owner said in a telephone interview that they only had handbags and stayed for 3 days. They looked fine and normal and left yesterday morning at about 3 or 4 a.m., the owner said. The woman reportedly took the boy to Kwong Wah Hospital at about 5 a.m. yesterday, saying he had diarrhea and a cough. After registering her son, the mother left the child alone for treatment. The boy was reportedly told by his mother to inform the authorities that he had been abandoned. A nurse who was given the information alerted police. The boy will be sent to the Tuen Mun Children and Juvenile Home under a child protection order. A survey has found that many employers are flouting heat stress warnings. Unions want the government to legislate to protect workers from heat stroke. Macy Mock reports.
The heat stress at work warning system was launched 2 months ago in a bid to prevent workers from suffering heat stroke when the temperature gets too high. But a Federation of Trade Unions survey of over 800 workers found that half of them were not given any breaks when the signal was raised. Others said their employers did not conduct an assessment on how long their break should last when the warning was issued. Labor sector lawmaker Kwong Wah Hospital said he was surprised by the attitude of the employers. Lam Shuk Yi, chairwoman of the Federation's Occupational Safety and Health Association, said most employers ignore guidelines. She said legislation is the best way to ensure that the system is enforced. Wong Ping, president of the Construction Industry Employee General Union, warned that temperatures at sites could be higher and called for more monitoring stations to provide an accurate reading. He urged the Labor Department to make the system more practical and simple, noting that on June the 2nd, the warning signal was issued and scrapped 3 times. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
A secondary school teacher has been arrested on suspicion of leaking an exam's marking scheme on a Chinese social media app. Police allege that a 38-year-old man was trying to lure students to his private tuition classes by disclosing the marking scheme of the Diploma of Secondary Education exam. The suspect is neither a DSE exam marker nor a staff member of the Examinations and Assessment Authority. Police are trying to find how he got hold of the marking scheme. Public health professor Daniel Ho has suggested that smoking at home should be banned. This triggered a sharp response from lawmaker Peter Hsu, who argued that it would restrict the right to choose. Mason Mock reports.
A public consultation is underway on a government strategy to reduce the number of smokers in the city to 480,000 in 2025. One proposal is to ban smoking in more public places.
今次呢個文件呢，我覺得係忽略咗嘅。
Daniel Ho, a member of the Council on Smoking and Health, has gone further. During an RTHK program, he argued that smoking should be banned at home. The Hong Kong University Public Health Associate Professor said a survey showed that the secondhand smoke inhaled by most secondary school students came from cigarettes smoked by relatives or neighbors. He dismissed concerns that it would be difficult to ban smoking at home, saying it is already happening in Thailand. Ho said it is absurd that tobacco is not categorized as a drug in Hong Kong. Wholesale and retail sector lawmaker Peter Hsu hit back, questioning whether the entire world is absurd for not banning smoking. Hsu said tobacco is legal and not a drug. He urged the government not to adopt extreme methods, which could restrict people's right to make choices. Another proposal is to ban cigarette sales to people born in or after 2009. Hsu questioned why the government should dictate what those people should do when they become adults. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
The Home Affairs Chief says the authorities have been holding talks on helping property owners maintain their buildings. Alex Mack also says a performance monitoring mechanism will be introduced for the revamped district councils. Home Affairs Chief Alex Mack says a duty performance mechanism for district councillors will be introduced. This, she said, will enable councillors to set up offices where they can meet residents to collect public opinions. District councils will be overhauled and only 19% of members will be directly elected. Mack also noted that the authorities are very concerned about recent cases of falling concrete. Her bureau has met the Development Bureau, the Buildings Department, and the Urban Renewal Authority, the URA, to discuss how to help owners look after their properties.
We have all along been helping those owners to convene owners' meetings and to give them advices on how to seek professional services on maintaining and building their own buildings. So we will make well use of this mechanism to work with the Buildings Department and the URA. We will continue to reach out to owners in need and to provide them with suitable advices and to help them to seek the suitable, relevant professional services.
Mack added that her department is working full steam on new initiatives for youth services and district governance ahead of the policy address. She expects care teams in 16 districts, apart from Kwong Wah and Southern, will be formed in the coming 2 months. The music world and fans, especially those in San Francisco, have been paying tribute to Tony Bennett, the legendary U.S. singer who died at the age of 96.
He is the only one who basically impacted the city of San Francisco more than the city impacted itself.
He was a master of his craft and an ambassador for San Francisco with his beautiful song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, so I wanted to show up.
Fans left flowers at Bennett's statue next to San Francisco's Fairmont Hotel, where he first sang his signature song in 1961. His career spanned 8 decades, during which time he sold millions of records and won 20 Grammys. Bennett died in his hometown, New York. The cause of death is not known, but he had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 7 years ago.
When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will shine for me. Thank you.
On to the weather now. Fine and very hot tomorrow with a top temperature of 34 degrees. The heat wave will linger until the end of next week. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That is our main news for Saturday night. Join me for the late news at 10:30. I'm Chloe Feng. Good evening.